And now to a special report. Since assuming office in 2023, the current administration under President Bola Tinubu has embarked on several key infrastructure projects focusing on transportation, housing, and urban development. News Center's Joshua Imarayi takes a look at some of these projects and their potential impact in continuation of our sectoral overview in 2024.
Since assuming office, President Bola Tinubu has outlined an ambitious plan for infrastructural development across Nigeria, with a focus on transforming transportation, housing, and urban planning. His government has rolled out several key projects aimed at addressing the country's long-standing infrastructural challenges. One of the most prominent has been the rehabilitation and relaunch of the Abuja Light Rail, a project designed to alleviate traffic congestion and offer a more efficient public transportation system in the nation's capital.
The Abuja Metro was inherited by my administration from my predecessor. It was first commissioned in 2018 for public use, but this is not to be. COVID-19 struck. The train service was abandoned, vandalized then, disused and abused.
The Abuja Light Rail is now fully operational, and the president has announced free rides for Nigerians during the festive period. Another major undertaking which has generated diverse reaction has been the commencement of the construction of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road project. This promises to link vital southern cities, enhance trade, and increase access to critical ports. However, the project has faced significant delays and raised concerns about its environmental impact and expected funding, sparking debate about its long-term feasibility.
We instituted an action in the Federal High Court challenging the award of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, the process for award of the contract. We expect the court to essentially examine our case. What we are saying is that due process was not followed. This is a multi-trillion contract. There was no competitive bidding. It was awarded on a single source basis. We feel that this is in contravention of the Public Procurement Act as well as the Environmental Impact Assessment Act.
President Tinubu also launched a renewed Hope Housing project aimed at tackling Nigeria's massive housing deficit. The initiative seeks to provide millions of Nigerians with access to affordable housing, offering solutions to urbanization challenges while promising to improve the living standards of citizens across the country.
We know the value of housing. We appreciate the fact that it is an elixir for economic prosperity, job creation, hopefulness.
However, issues surrounding affordability, transparency in distribution, and the actual number of homes being constructed remain points of contention. While the government pushes ahead with this project, recent events have cast a shadow on the nation's infrastructure management practices. The collapse of the Alo Dam in Borno State sparked calls for more accountability and better maintenance standards in the management of infrastructure, especially national ones.
The preparation of this report was conducted in collaboration with the National Committee for the Assessment of the Integrity of all Dams in Nigeria. We collected extensive data, conducted interviews, reviewed maintenance records, and examined the dam design and construction.
In addition to this high-profile project, the Federal Capital Territory has seen considerable road development. Under President Tinubu's administration, the FCT minister has overseen the construction of new roads, bridges, and other initiatives aimed at addressing traffic congestion and improving Abuja's overall infrastructure.
Infrastructure is key. It is the basis for development. Before you can start thinking about doing something else, number one, you need good roads to be able to move around. You need good roads to move around. Before, if you have issues, security issues, security men need good road to be able to get to you quickly. Even if you have health issue, you need good road to be able to get to, for people to be able to take you to a hospital.
However, as promising that these projects are, they are not without their challenges.
People are suffering.
The president is having sleepless nights how to help the people. And then we give people jobs and they are telling us stories. There have been jobs awarded by this ministry in the past, money paid, then the contractors help the money. Oh, there is insecurity.
From environmental concerns and land acquisition disputes to questions surrounding the sustainability and maintenance of key projects, there's still much work to be done. In Abuja for News Central, I am Joshua Imarayi.
That's an impressive one from Joshua. And moving on, the marine and blue economy entails the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth to improve livelihoods, create jobs while preserving the health of marine and coastal ecosystems. With a capacity to generate a global revenue of more than $1.5 trillion annually, 30 million jobs and supply vital sources of protein to over 3 million people, the idea of creating the ministry was apt to help drive Nigeria's diversification from a mono economy. In her review of the sector, Neoma Obiasalo reports that despite its potential, stakeholders still await a clear policy direction amid some highs and lows in 2024.
A major win for the maritime industry was the end of an almost 3-decade struggle to ensure good welfare and a dignified exit condition for workers in the shipping sector. The historic event saw the signing of the minimum wage agreement midwifed by the Nigerian Shippers Council and witnessed by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, and other major stakeholders.
I want to employ the employers to please keep strictly to the conditions of this agreement. I don't want us to just sign it for the fun of it. It has to be properly implemented. And I commend the Shippers Council for creating the time to really midwife this agreement. It's something that everybody is very proud of. And I must commend the leadership of the union, led by Adeyanju, for ensuring peace reigns, within the maritime industry.
But months after the signing, how has compliance been? The president of the shipping arm shares the story after.
No company has paid as at now. The professor is that those who did not even pay up to that, take home everything, up to now, no company has complied.
2024 also saw the spotlight being beamed on the endemic gridlock and extortion around the Nigerian ports and its access routes following an expose by News Central's Maritime Radar program and other key stakeholders. It spurred the Nigerian Ports Authority and the Lagos State government to action to reduce the menace on the port access to the barest minimum. An axis that had become a death trap crippled businesses, reduced productivity, increased transportation costs, hindered economic diversification, and paralyzed international trade. A laudable initiative in 2024 was President Bola Tinubu's approval of 0% import duty on basic food items. However, the scheme never took effect. Stakeholders cited challenges such as lack of coordination, unclear directives, and more.
Yeah, when Mr. President announced it, I actually clapped. But after that, my happiness just evaporated.
How? Why?
Yeah, because I looked at the implementation, and my fear is actually now becoming a reality. When you say we have issues of poverty, we have issues of starvation, and the government in a magnanimity saying that, okay, bring in food items, we are making it zero duty. The Ministry of Finance is making it cumbersome. Because whatever Ministry of Finance dishes to Customs is what Customs implement. Customs does not have power to do that. The Ministry of Finance now has put in pegs to say, okay, you must be so, you must be somebody who has registered with the Ministry of Finance, who have been bringing in food item before. You must be somebody who has registered with, before you know it, that 90 days window will close, and that food raw material will not still come to Nigeria.
The Nigerian Coast Guard bill, designed to enhance Nigeria's maritime security and regional cooperation in adherence to international maritime standards, was initiated and scaled second reading in the House of Representatives. The proposed legislation aims to safeguard Nigeria's maritime interests and uphold regional coastal security by aligning with international standards and norms for maritime security and enforcing relevant laws within Nigeria's maritime zones, helping to preserve lives and property. The bill, however, generated divergent views from stakeholders.
What is collaboration? Because both are two arms of the Nigerian government, and therefore there's need to collaborate. Nobody is competing for space. Everybody can work together and achieve what they want to achieve. So both parties can come together, and I believe strongly that there will be a collaboration, because whether we like it or not, the core of the Coast Guard officers are going to come from the Nigerian Navy, and therefore they must collaborate to see for the success of it, for the good of all Nigerians.
It's a duplication. It's not threatening the existence of the Navy, but it's trying to do. In fact, the duplication of the Navy roles have been on the bill for the past 10 years. There was a time in which NEMASA said it was responsible and has a strategy called C4, I4, and R. Those were the strategic naval strategy for containing all the threats that we experience as a maritime state. Those are the strategies that the Navy churned out. And what did we find a week or two after? NEMASA adopted it as their own maritime strategy.
The Day of the Seafarers celebration didn't see government's clear plan to address the many challenges facing these unsung heroes. In the same way, also the World Maritime Day failed to address the regional and global issues. With the pace of development witnessed in the Marine and Blue Economy Ministry in 2024, stakeholders are unsure of what the next 3 years holds for an industry whose development is expected to reduce Nigeria's reliance on oil exports and increase the contribution of the marine sector to nation's gross domestic product. 2024 is ending with ports failing infrastructure, debt-trapped key aprons, congestion, cargo delays and decline, inefficiencies, and no clear direction from the ministry on how it intends to harness the country's ocean resources. In Lagos, for News Central, Norma Obiaswalo.
And that's it on this edition of Business Edge. Many thanks for watching. I am Perpetua Fasome Pizza. To enjoy the rest of the day and the weekend, bye for now. See you next week.